the beginning, it is spring. Moonless night in the small town, starless, Bible black. The cobble streets silent, and the hunched quarters and rabbits wood limping invisible down to the slow black, crow black, fishing boat bobbing sea. The houses are blind as moles, though moles see fine tonight in the snouting velvet dingles. Blind as Captain Cat, there in the muffled middle by the pump and the town clock. The shops in mourning, the welfare hall in widow's weeds, and all the people of the lulled and dumbfound town are sleeping now. Hush! The babies are sleeping. The farmers, the fishers, the tradesmen and pensioners, cobbler, schoolteacher, postman and publican, the undertaker and the fancy woman, drunkard, dressmaker, preacher, policeman, the web-foot cockle women, and the tidy wives.
You can
hear the dew falling and the hushed town breathing. Only your eyes are unclosed to see the black and folded town fast and slow asleep. And you alone can hear the invisible starfall, the darkest before dawn, minutely dew-grazed stir of the black, dab-filled sea where the Arethusa, the curlew and the skylark, Zanzibar, Rhiannon, the rover, the cormorant, and the Star of Wales tilt and ride. Listen. It is night moving in the streets, the processional salt-slow musical wind in Coronation Street and Cockle Row. It is the grass growing on Llaregib Hill, dew fall, star fall, the sleep of birds in Milkwood. Look, it is night, dumbly, royally winding through the Coronation cherry trees, going through the graveyard of Bethesda with winds gloved and folded, and dew doffed tumbling by the sailors' arms. Time passes. Listen. Time passes.
Remember me, Captain?
You're Dancy Williams.
I lost my step in Nantucket.
Do you see me, Captain? The white bone talking. I'm Tom Fred, the donkey man. We shared the same girl once. Her name was Mrs. Probert.
Rosie Probert. 33 Duck Lane. Come on up, boys. I'm Dad.
Hold me, Captain. I'm Jonah Jarvis. Coming to a bad end. Very enjoyable.
This skull at your ear hole is
Curly Bevan. Tell my auntie it was me who pawned the Ormolu clock.
Aye, aye, Curly.
Vanwy Price.
Mr. Mog Edwards.
I am a draper mad with love. I love you more than all the flannelette and calico, Candlewick, dimity, crash and merino, tussore, creton, crepon, muslin, poplin, ticking and twill in the whole cloth hall of the world. I have come to take you away to my emporium on the hill where the change hums on wires. Throw away your little bed socks and your Welsh wool knitted jacket. I will warm the sheets like an electric toaster. I will lie by your side like the Sunday roast.
I will knit to you a wallet of forget-me-not blue for the money to be comfy. I will warm your heart by the fire so you can slip it in under your vest when the shop is closed.
Oh, my Vanwy, before the mice gnaw at your bottom drawer, will you say?
Yes, Mog. Yes, Mog. Yes, yes, yes.
And all the bells of the tills of the town shall ring for our wedding.
and in the little pink-eyed cottage next to the undertaker's lie alone the 17 snoring gentle stone of Mr. Waldo, rabbit catcher, barber, herbalist, cat doctor, quack. His fat pink hands palm up over the edge of the patchwork quilt, his black boots neat and tidy in the washing basin, his bowler on a nail above the bed, a milk stout and a slice of cold bread pudding under the pillow, and dripping in the dark he dreams of...
Waldo! Waldo! What'll the neighbours say? What'll the neighbours?
Poor Mrs. Waldo.
What she puts up with.
Never should have married.
If she didn't have to.
Same as her mother.
And there's her husband for you.
Bad as his father.
You know where he ended?
Up in the asylum.
Crying for his ma.
Every Sunday.
He ain't got a leg.
And carrying on.
With that Mrs. B.T. Morris.
Up in the quarry.
You seen her baby?
He's got his nose.
Oh, it makes my heart bleed.
What he'll do for drink.
He sold the pianola.
And a sewing machine.
Falling in the gutter.
Talking to the lamppost.
Using language.
Singing in the W.
Poor Mrs. Waldo.
Waldo! Waldo!
Yes, how are, ma'am?
What'll the neighbours say? What'll the neighbours?
Mr. Ogmore, Mr. Pritchard, it's time to inhale your balsam.
Oh, Mrs. Ogmore.
Oh, Mrs. Pritchard.
Soon it will be time to get up. Tell me your tasks, in order.
I must put my pyjamas in the drawer marked pyjamas.
I must take my cold bath, which is good for me.
I must wear my flannel band to ward off sciatica.
I must dress behind the curtain and put on my apron.
I must blow my nose.
In the garden, if you please.
In a piece of tissue paper, which I afterwards burn.
I must take my salts, which are nature's friend.
I must boil the drinking water, because of germs.
I must make my herb tea, which is free from tannin.
And have a charcoal biscuit, which is good for me.
I may smoke 1 pipe of asthma mixture.
The woodshed, if you please.
And dust the parlour. And spray the canary.
I must put on rubber gloves and search the peak for fleas.
I must dust the blinds and then I must raise them.
And before you let the sun in, mind it wipes its shoes.
I'll tell you the truth. Seas barking like seals. Blue seas and green. Seas covered with eels and mermen and whales.
What seas did you sail, old whaler? When, on the blubbery waves between Frisco and Wales, you were my bosun.
As true as I'm here, dear you tomcat's tart, you landlubber Rosie, you cozy love. My easy is easy, my true sweetheart. Seas green as a bean, seas gliding with swans, in the seal-barking moon.
What seas were rocking my little deckhand? My favourite husband, in your sea boots and hunger. My duck, my whaler, my honey, my daddy. My pretty sugar sailor, with my name on your belly. When you were a boy, long ago.
I'll tell you no lies. The only sea I saw was the seesaw sea, with you riding on it. Lie down. Lie easy. Let me shipwreck in your thighs.
Knock twice, Jack, at the door of my grave, and ask for Rosie.
Rosie Probert?
Remember her. She is forgetting. The earth which filled her mouth is vanishing from her. Remember me. I have forgotten you. I am going into the darkness of the darkness forever. I have forgotten that I was ever born.
Now the town is dusk. Each cobble, donkey, goose and gooseberry street is a thoroughfare of dusk, and ceremonial dust, and night's first darkening snow, and the sleeper birds drift under and through the live dusk of this place of love. Llaregib is the capital of dusk.
Mrs. Ogmore Pritchard, at the first drop of the dusk shower, seals all her sea view doors, draws the germ-free blinds, sits erect as a dry dream on a high-backed hygienic chair, and wills herself to cold, quick sleep. At once, at twice, Mr. Ogmore and Mr. Pritchard, who all dead day long have been gossiping like ghosts in the woodshed, planning the loveless destruction of their glass widow, reluctantly sigh and sidle into her clean house.
You first, Mr. Ogmore.
Oh, after you, Mr. Pritchard.
No, Mr. Ogmore. You widowed her first.
And in through the keyhole, with tears where their eyes once were, they ooze and grumble.
Husbands.
She says in her sleep. There is acid love in her voice for one of the two shambling phantoms. Mr. Ogmore hopes that it is not for him. So does Mr. Pritchard.
I love you both.
Oh, Mrs. Ogmore.
Oh, Mrs. Pritchard.
Soon it will be time to go to bed. Tell me your tasks in order.
We must take our pajamas from the drawer marked pajamas.
And then you must take them off.
Unmarried girls, alone in their privately bridal bedrooms, powder and curl for the dance of the world.
Mr. Waldo, in his Call of the Sailor's Arms, sings.
In Pembroke City when I was young, I lived by the castle keep. 6 a week was my wages for working for the chimbley sweep. 6 cold pennies he gave me, not a farthing more or less, and all the fare I could afford was parsnip gin and watercress. Sweep, sweep, chimbley sweep, I wept through Pembroke City, poor and barefoot in the snow, till a kind young woman took pity. Poor little chimbley sweep, she said, black as the ace of spades. Oh, nobody swept my chimbley since my husband went his ways. Come and sweep my chimbley, she sighed to me with a blush. Come and sweep my chimbley, bring along your chimbley brush.
And at the doorway of Bethesda House, the Reverend Jenkins recites to Llaregib Hill his sunset poem.
Every morning when I wake, dear Lord, a little prayer I make. Oh, please to keep thy loving eye on all poor creatures born to die. And every evening at sundown I ask a blessing on the town. For whether we last the night or no, I'm sure is always touch and go. We are not wholly bad or good who live our lives under milkwood, and thou, I know, wilt be the first to see our best side, not our worst. Oh, let us see another day, bless us this night, I pray, and to the sun we all will bow and say goodbye. But just